Welcome to the Tuttle and Klein Show.
But if you no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. Unless you're in Los Angeles.
Wow.
If you no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
This picture right up here, right now, that's outside your window.
Right outside my window right now, Kevin Klein. Yes, indeed. This just in. The Snow Miser has cut a deal with the Heat Miser. Kevin Klein, there is snow in Southtown.
Not just snow. I mean, you guys are getting like 2 to 5 inches of snow.
I've been here almost 20 years, almost exactly 20 years.
Right. Yeah.
This is the most accumulation I've seen.
Yeah, we've had dustings before when we were working in together in Houston, but never accumulation like this. And you're also getting ice too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is a bad day to be out on the roads. First off, the city of Houston's idea of snow removal is springtime.
It's so true.
And second off, Kev, these people have no idea how to drive in this shit at all.
Now, are there people on the roads?
Kev, I see people like trying, and then 5 minutes later, you'll see the berries.
Yep. Yeah.
I haven't gotten the full report yet, but I'd imagine that there is a cemetery of vehicles in medians today.
Absolutely. Oh, for sure. Yeah. The wreckers are going to be busy.
Yeah, Kevin, it's one of those things where, by Thursday it'll be beautiful again or something.
Uh-huh.
And then you'll see all the tracks in the median, the tire tracks.
Yeah, you will. Yeah. There's an idiot. There's
an idiot. Thought he could brake.
And you guys have cold temperatures too. It's feels like 15 down there.
It's ridiculous.
Now, we're 2 degrees above zero here. That's the real temperature.
Well, you signed up for that.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
I did not sign up for 15.
This is true. This is true.
So you can just take this thing back.
I was we were in Houston on Sunday for the marathon. That was freaking cold. Holy crap, man. I was so glad I wasn't running.
Oh yeah, that was that's too much.
30 mile per hour winds.
Kev, I have a rule.
What is it?
Since my blood has gotten much thinner, I grew up obviously in Wisconsin and Indiana, so I'm very familiar with this weather, even though I don't like it at all. But my rule of thumb is if I walk outside and I see my breath, I walk right back in.
Yeah, I get it.
Because now I have no reason to go anywhere.
None whatsoever.
Everything is optional.
Well, so when we were at the marathon, we were set up right across from Post Oak where we worked. We were right in front of Maggiano's, and I was like, "Yep, we would be staying in that Hilton hotel in 2 days. We would have
exactly.
stayed there. We had to.
We would have been there. And I don't know whether radio still does that or not. But back in our day, man, we were the only game in town.
No, they do still do that because I got a text message from Sparks the other day. Scott Sparks, one of our dear friends. And I said, "You staying in the hotel?" And he goes, "No." He goes, "I moved closer to town just so I don't have to stay in the hotel."
Yeah. Sparky.
Love that guy. Texas Radio Hall of Famer.
As he should be.
Yep.
Hey, Kev. I said it at the top there. And of course, I was just goofing about the Los Angeles and the fires and stuff like that. But it does, and have something to do with my be honest for you.
Be honest. Be honest.
I just saw the list of celebrities that lost houses in Los Angeles.
Quite a few.
Quite shocking, as a matter of fact. It just as a side note, real quick, I wish there would just be a list of regular folks.
Don't you, though?
And what they're with, our celebrity obsessed society, which I don't know is society. I think it's our media, our celebrity obsessed media feels that they're the only people on planet Earth. So that's all we should care about. But I want you to be honest.
Yeah.
And you don't want to wish it on anyone. I mean, you don't. Even if you have celebrities you can't stand because they just don't know when to shut the fuck up. And that's happened a lot lately. But are there some celebrities that you feel less sorry for?
Yeah, there actually are. Yeah, I mean, I look, and I was guilty of this at the early part of my career, and Tim actually kind of got me out of this. I used to revere celebrities. I used to be so afraid of them. Then we started talking to them on a regular basis. They're just fucking people. They're just fucking people, you know? They're people that get paid a shit ton of money to entertain us, but they're no different than you or me, okay?
Right.
And Tim taught me that a long time ago. But yeah, there are people that I mean, like you said, you don't wish it on them, but I don't really shed too many tears for the Kardashians. I just don't.
Did they lose a house?
They were close if they didn't. What do they do? They don't do anything for society.
Nah.
You know, they're famous for being famous, and how they get famous? Pornography.
Yeah. She took a load from Ray J, and then suddenly that they can't get enough of the Kardashian family.
And let's not forget, their dad defended OJ.
Exactly, but he was the only one that knew and had felt guilty about it.
That is true. Yes,
he was the only one that knew. I mean, they all knew.
Yeah.
But he's the only one that's like, this shit ain't right, man.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, you know, Kevin, I feel bad for like Miles Teller. He's Top Gun 2. He's Goose's son and Maverick.
Yeah. He was also in Wipeout, that movie with J.K. Simmons where he was a drummer.
Was that incredible? Was he really playing the drums in that movie?
I don't know, but if he was, he's talented.
Holy cow, was that incredible. I love that movie. I do, but I really love that movie.
Yeah.
But like Julia Louis-Dreyfus, she lost her house. You know, her dad's a billionaire.
She's not too far with that Seinfeld money.
Yeah, she sniffs that $1 billion mark too herself. So yeah, she'll be all right.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, a lot of these celebrities have the means to rebuild. Now, if they do rebuild, they're idiots.
Oh, I would never. Yeah, no.
No, you can't.
All of that to me is a sign of God that people should not be inhabiting that Sodom and Gomorrah.
It's like the same people that rebuilt in New Orleans. No.
If you want those people as your leaders, you got it coming. Go ahead and build it again.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you fucking idiots. But yeah, and another one who lost her house, Paris Hilton.
Yeah, I know, but you know what? She came to mind at the very beginning. She's actually gotten tolerable as she's gotten older. And became a mom. Yeah,
but I don't feel bad for her because her last name's Hilton. She's got a lot of places to stay.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, she could.
Yeah, I mean, I would feel sorry for her if her last name was La Quinta.
Still a lot of places to stay, just not the amenities.
No, Kev, and we've been over this before. La Quinta is, for those unaware, is Spanish for clean it yourself. Yeah, absolute shithole. Kev, I've stayed at 2 La Quintas, and it was both the same thing. I was like, really? Did anybody even just come in here? Did anybody? I mean, the bedspread wasn't even put on,
Yeah, La Quinta or Grumpy's. Not too. Grumpy's in Flatonia. That was a good one.
Ouch. Yes, when Kevin Kline got buggered by a cockroach in the middle of the night. Kev, and I've got to do this real quick. I've got to give you accolades. You had been hinting at it for the past 6 months, and I've been in denial, but I finally have to give you what you have coming. And I think you know this. You were right the whole time. The NFL is rigged.
Oh, completely. Come on, man. Dude, all you have to do is look at those 2 hits on Patrick Mahomes that were they weren't even hits on Patrick Mahomes, and they were flagged for unnecessary roughness. And it's just unbelievable how scripted this is that the Chiefs go back to the Super Bowl.
Personal foul, trying to touch Patrick Mahomes, number 51.
Yeah.
Kev, the Texans had more yards with 0 turnovers versus the Kansas City Chiefs. That formula in the playoffs has led to 49-0.
Wow.
A team has never been beat when they've had that formula, except the Texans, because it's the Chiefs.
They were 2 costly penalties. That one that they said where he was sliding and he went down, he didn't even get hit. The Texans hit each other and they still flagged it. And you want to hear some bullshit? The referees, I just read this morning. That referee who made that call said, I would make that call again, even after seeing the replay. Well, you know what? You need to lose your license.
He should never, ever be able to ref a game again, ever.
Right. Especially saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. Kev, that's how we know he's on the take. I would make that call 100% of the time, anytime I'm officiating a Chiefs game.
Yeah. No, look, you know what you're going to get. You're going to get a Chiefs-Eagles rematch from a couple of years ago, and that's the way it's going to be.
I won't recognize it if the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. And you remember I did the same thing. I mean, the same thing happened in 2006. The Pittsburgh Steelers, Seattle Seahawks. Mm-hmm. That was horrible. I mean, Seahawks won that Super Bowl. I don't recognize Pittsburgh Steelers. I don't recognize that Super Bowl win. Okay. So anytime somebody tries to come at me and give me their Super Bowl record, I always subtract one from the win and add one. And I said, that's what it really is. Same thing with Denver Broncos, 1998. You know, that was a John Elway Lifetime Achievement Award Super Bowl. The Packers won that one. Those two. So basically, both of those are Mike Holmgren. Mike Holmgren has won officially, but he's won 3 Super Bowls.
Okay. Yeah, wow. He was the coach.
Yeah, he was robbed twice out of a Super Bowl.
Unreal. Who'd he piss
off? Horrible, exactly. Horrible officiating. But Kev, and the saddest thing about this is I had always liked the Chiefs. Mm-hmm. I did. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is a Texas Tech guy. You know, my daughter is a Texas Tech athlete. You know, I've always loved to watch him play. Mm-hmm. But, you know, the whole fucking Kelsey and Taylor Swift thing, and now this. I mean, I fucking hate the Chiefs, and it hit me yesterday. I'm like, I hate them now. I just hate the Chiefs.
And that's what I've been telling Trish, that they are in danger of becoming, if they aren't already, the most hated team. Remember what happened to the Patriots? When the Patriots kept winning all the time, people hate the Patriots. People don't like the Cowboys because the Cowboys used to win all the time. I said used to win all the time. Now they don't. They're kind of tolerable now. But yeah, you're going to find out that the more the Chiefs win, the more they're going to be hated.
No, but there's always an added twist to it. I mean, the 49ers won a lot when we were kids. Uh-huh. But they weren't dicks about it if they didn't have controversy. So it was hard to hate the San Francisco 49ers. It's hard to hate Montana. And this is coming from a Green Bay Packer fan, Kev.
Yeah.
It's hard. It was hard to hate Jerry Rice and Roger Craig and Ronnie Lott. It was hard to hate those guys because they played right. They weren't jackasses about it. It was clean. It was good. So I'll disagree on that point. But I will say this, that I am actually sad that I am hoping that the Buffalo Bills destroy the Kansas City Chiefs refs. I hope that, you know, that they can beat that combo. They know that they're facing 2 teams. They're facing the Chiefs and the refereeing team, and I would love to see them come out of that with a win. I doubt it'll happen, though.
I was going to say, and you think the chances of that are?
Almost zero.
Almost zero, exactly.
The script is set, Kev.
Well, not only that. I mean, yeah, the Bills beat the Chiefs in the regular season, but the Chiefs didn't show anything. Plus, they're playing at Arrowhead. I think the Chiefs are going to win by at least a touchdown. And you know what I'm really pulling for, though? I'm pulling for Washington.
Kev, you're saying that the script has Philadelphia. I'm not 100% in agreeing with that, man. I think Washington is a great story. I think Jaden Daniels is a great story. A team that had 13 losses last year and is in the Super Bowl, you know, it would be in the Super Bowl. I mean, that's a big story. And with a rookie quarterback and a likable rookie quarterback, I mean, he just goes about his business.
Oh, just calm, cool, collected. Yeah, I mean he is fun to watch, and I would love to see them win. But no, you know why it's going to be Philly, Tim?
Don't
Because
tell me.
uh, it's Kelsey.
Don't-
It's Kelsey.
Yeah, but he's not with he's not with the team anymore.
I know, and he's more popular now, and he's more visible now. He will. I'm telling you, it's the
Okay.
Kelsey factor.
Gosh,
Until Travis retires, there's always going to be the Kelsey factor, and Jason's going to be just as much a part of it as Travis.
I hate that.
I know, but
See, the funny thing is I liked these two dudes 3 years ago. I loved them. They're great. Their podcasts, their personalities. And just
so let me ask you this: if you ran the danger, because this is what happened to Cindy Crawford, the supermodel, if you ran the danger of overexposure, would you pull yourself back?
yes, Kevin. Based on one thing,
Okay.
Ryan Seacrest now is the host of Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah.
Ouch! He was the same situation. I mean, just overexposure, too much.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's got to be. You have to have some kind of internal governor that goes past what your agents may be telling you, what your yes men around you may be telling you, what your bubble is telling you, and even what your accountant is telling you with the cash, and just be like, hey man, I'm starting to hate myself.
Yes. Yeah.
I just need to get away. You know what I'm saying?
Tim, I'm right with you, man. I couldn't do it.
I think like right now would be a good time for The Rock to just not make a movie for 3 years. I'm serious. Just go away, enjoy your family, enjoy your money, and just be wanted again. Be desired again. Be mysterious. It's just too much is too much. Yes, I would. Yes, Kev. The Kelseys are in that zone. And The Rock is in that zone where it's just like, oh, I can't do it. I just can't anymore.
Well, what I find funny about the Kelseys is that Jason's wife, Kylie, she wanted nothing to do with the spotlight, nothing to do with the celebrity aspect of it. Now she's got the #1 rated podcast. How does that happen? How do you change your thinking? Exactly? It's money. It's total money.
It's hard. It's hard to pass up on generational cash, Cav.
I know, but they already had it with Jason's salary.
They had my kids will be okay no matter what. Now they got my kids and their kids and their kids can travel anywhere they want and do anything they want. The Kelseys will be fine for the next 100 years.
While we're talking about cash, and I don't mean to get off the different topic here, but I read yesterday and I read it again in a different source today. There are 5 men walking the planet right now that in under 10 years will be trillionaires.
I believe it.
Trillionaires. Did you know that Musk right now is 430 bill?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So
he's self-made and he's very innovative. I'm okay with him having the jack.
Here's your 5. Musk, Bezos, Zuckerberg, Larry Ellison, who owns Oracle, and then Bernard Arnault, who owns Louis Vuitton. Those are your 5 people on the planet right now that in 5 to 10 years will each be trillionaires. $1 trillion is a million millions.
That's crazy, man.
$1 million.
That's crazy. Is that crazy?
Dude, it is a number with 12 zeros behind it. That's $1 trillion.
How much do you really need, man? Come on.
Dude, it's 1,000 billions. Could you ever spend $1 billion?
I'd
That's
try.
1,000 millions.
I'd give it a try. I would just try to be creative on, what is it? Hey, I'm gonna buy a couple helicopters and me and my buddies are gonna race them.
Okay.
And we're gonna. I don't want to keep them anywhere. Here, you just keep them. You keep them.
I don't know what helicopters go for these days, but I'm venturing to say you could probably buy 2 helicopters and still have money left over.
You'd be fine.
For your million. $1 million. $1 million a day for 1,000 days is what you could spend. That's over 3 years.
Yeah, I that sounds fun.
It does sound fun.
Sounds like a challenge. That sounds like a reality series I'd like to see.
Yeah, right. Dude, I got
Yes.
the reality series that could make us rich. Oh my God, Tim.
What is it? What's your idea?
I just don't know who to pitch it to. To literally go to any indoor storage facility, okay? And I think about this all the time when I go to the Snowdrop storage facility, okay? You get a cart, you have two people, okay? You get one of those carts and you load it up, all right? And you have various rounds, all right? And you put electric shocks on the corners, okay? No, seriously, you put electric shocks on the corners and you see who can take their cart full of stuff around an obstacle course inside and who gets shocked the less and who can do it the fastest. And then each round, you add more stuff to the cart, okay? And you make more obstacles. Like the third round, you make it all strobe light in there. Okay? Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I like it.
I would fucking be riveted to watching that.
It's diabolical.
Yeah.
It's right up there with cage match elevator, Kev.
That is a good one. That is a really good one.
Yeah, it's up there. I like that.
I need to find out who to pitch it to because I think this would be a really, really fun thing to watch.
Yeah, I'm into it.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, Kev, you know what a fun thing that I've discovered that I've enjoyed watching lately?
No telling.
You know, I like to watch highlights of like all of the NFL games after they happen. The NFL YouTube gives you a nice, 12 to 15-minute package of all the highlights.
Yes.
And one of the things that I loved that I just enjoy now is when the hot dogging showboats, they go crazy because they just got a first down. Ooh, you got a first down. And because you know the score, you're just watching the highlight that team lost. If you are one of those hot dogging football players, you look like a total fucking idiot asshole for freaking out for, a first down or like a big tackle or a sack or something like doing a full dance for that. And anybody watching it knows that your team lost.
Yeah. It's the narcissistic era.
It's so awesome. I felt bad for the Detroit Lions because they lost.
They got torched.
Yeah. But, and one of the reasons could be karma, Kev, because literally every first down that team got, there was a full-on choreographed dance, for first downs.
Yeah.
And any sack or anything like that. I mean, just, everything, everything from the Superman pull out to the championship belt, to the icky shuffle and shit.
Hey, you played football. What is the deal with diving over the end zone goal line to score a touchdown?
I hate it.
Oh my God, that's so stupid. Who thought that was a neat idea?
Yeah, Dallas, because Dallas plays, when he's with me, he plays a lot of Madden and a lot of college football, 2K. And he'll do that shit sometimes. And I'll be like, do not do that again.
Yeah.
And he's like, Dad, it's a game. I don't care, man. Flip the ball to the ref. He goes, that they don't have that button. I got to choose like one of four things. I said that these games, these designers, EAS, are you hearing me? You have to have an option for them to just flip it to the referee. That would be the revolutionary thing now.
It really would be. Yeah. It really would be.
I love it. One more thing about football, Kev. I remembered a dream. You know that I rarely remember my dreams.
Yes. And I like to analyze if I can.
Please do. Let me know where you're at on this. I had a dream that I was the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay. Not a stretch of the imagination at all, the way they're going.
I'm like, that's what I was thinking is like, and I was actually can remember thinking it while I'm dreaming. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I mean, even in my dreams, I can't go any bigger than like a perennial losing franchise.
Yeah.
I mean, why can't I be the Packers quarterback or the Ravens or something like that?
I will tell you why. Because this is your hero complex. It is. It's your Superman complex. You can't go to the Ravens or the Bills or the Chiefs or the Eagles because they have somebody and they're a good team. You want to resurrect a bad team. That's what you want to be.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I was just disappointed that I spent the whole dream running from the Eagles instead of figuring out a way for me to get on that team. You know?
Yeah, but just think, once you turn that LA Raider or the Las Vegas Raider franchise around, holy cow, man, you're going to be doing all kinds of endorsements.
They'll call me Mr. Vegas.
They will. They'll call him Mr. Overexposed.
Yeah. God, I hate Tuttle. 7 Super Bowls in a row. What a dick. Plus, I heard he has a very large penis, too.
I hate him.
I hate him. Hey, Kevin, there's something that got me thinking. And I right out here, I overhear conversations all the time. And I was overhearing a mom talking about how she is homeschooling her kids.
Okay.
She just started this year. I guess she pulled them out of the school. And from what I remember, when they come to the pool, it looks. I think she has like 2 boys and 1 girl, and they all seem like they're like 2 years apart. And I had all kinds of questions in my mind, and maybe you can help with them. Like, like if you are a mom homeschooling 3 different kids, 3 different ages, is that tough to separate the curriculum? How the fuck do you do that?
Well, I mean, remember early in the pioneer days, they had, kindergartners going to school with seniors in high school, and it was all in one classroom. If they're young enough, they're probably similar in curriculum, just because, when you're in 3rd grade, you're learning how to spell and learning how to do multiplication and stuff. So it's not that much far of a stretch to 4th grade and 2nd grade. So I don't know. All you have to know about the public school system in America is I am now officially certified to be a substitute teacher.
That is so crazy, Cav.
Passed my background check, bitch. Yeah.
I can't even believe that. The FBI agent that allowed that is now responsible.
Yeah, I can go into a classroom now and teach anything from kindergarten to 12th grade.
Are you gonna do it? Do you have anything lined up?
I'm actually meeting with some teachers on Thursday. We're having some former teachers over, and they're going to tell me what to expect, and then I will make my decision if I want to go into the classroom or not. I just, you know what, I don't want to go in there and just babysit, and that's kind of what a sub does, I think.
Totally.
Yeah. And the only experience I have with being a sub in my adult life is I was mentoring the media class at a middle school one day, and the substitute teacher came in and she goes, "Never again." I'm like, "Oh shit."
Exactly. Kev, this could be something that you do once.
Yep. One and done.
Because I will tell you this, when I shadowed my ex, who was a 5th grade teacher, 2 full days in school, my first thought is, how do you not throw these fucking annoying kids through a window? How do you not do it?
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that I'm concerned about is, what can you do and what can't you do? Not that I'm going to throw a kid, but can you even high five a kid for a good job? I don't know.
Probably a fist bump. You probably do a fist bump.
Who knows?
But, make sure it's like right in front of the camera,
Yeah.
You got to be careful. And Kev, and there was some of that, like that I was thinking about with this lady who's homeschooling her 3 kids. I'm like, because when you have 3 kids in that situation for hours every day. I mean, like, which kid's going to be the bully? Like, eventually, one's going to be the bully, right?
Probably not. I mean, where do they get their socialization from? That's the big knock on homeschooling.
Oh, that and the sports team sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, and even worse, Kev, even worse. I mean, because eventually it comes to this in high school or whatever, maybe even 8th or 7th or 8th grade now, is like, what do you do when that sex education module comes up, Mom?
Totally. Yeah.
How do you answer it? Hey, Mom, what's ejaculation again?
Go talk to your dad, the principal.
Go to the principal's office right now.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's funny. That is
Hey,
funny.
hey, Kev, we lost a legend last week. I don't pay attention to much. I definitely want you to let me know the things that I may have missed because I'm off the grid right now. But I did get the word that Bob Euchre is no longer with us.
Just a bit outside.
Just a bit outside.
Dude, he was amazing.
Hilarious. Mr. Baseball himself, Bob Euchre, and me as a kid growing up in Milwaukee as a Brewers fan. I mean, he was a legend. Kev, he lived in Menominee Falls and just, and outskirts of Milwaukee. Just the nicest guy. I can remember him being in public and just anybody that walked up to him, he would talk to them about baseball and treat you really, really well. High-fiving kids. I mean, Kev, he could be like at a McDonald's or something like that, just wanting to grab a quick Big Mac, and he will stay there and hold court and just accommodate anyone and everyone that wants to talk to him about baseball, his movies he's doing, his light beer commercials.
You kind of got that feeling about him just listening to him and watching him on camera. I envy you because you grew up listening to him. He was a fantastic broadcaster, always had great stories to tell. But yeah, you kind of got that feeling about him that he was very approachable.
Oh, yeah, just the best guy. And to me, one of the most memorable light beer commercials, his Bob Euchre seats must be in the front row.
Yeah.
Legendary. I mean, it became such a thing that anybody that has shitty seats in any stadium for any sporting events, they have the quote unquote Euchre seats.
Well, that became part of the American lexicon and just a bit outside from the Major League game.
Absolutely.
He's responsible for a couple of different catchphrases that are still in use today.
Just, I love Bob Euchre. I'm sad that he's gone. He had a great life though, man.
Yeah, he was 80, almost 90.
Yeah, I think it was 90.
Was he 90? Okay, yeah.
I think it was 90. So
all the tributes that are pouring in for him, and what Christian Yelich, who's been an MVP in Major League Baseball before, he wrote a very, very nice post on Instagram about how much Bob Euchre meant to him as a Milwaukee Brewer.
Yeah. Now, Kev, he also played for your hometown team. He played for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Yeah, brief stint.
And one of the funniest things I remember, and I don't know if you remember, it may be even out there somewhere, is for a team photo. Did you ever remember this? Did you hear about this?
I don't think so.
They had a team photo one time, and he's sitting next to Bob Gibson.
One of the most feared players ever.
And those two just decided to goof around right before the picture was snapped. They held hands. They were holding hands. If you can find that picture, it's hilarious.
Okay.
It'll be right here if Kev can find it. St. Louis Cardinals. It was the preseason team photo. Bob Gibson and Bob Euchre holding hands in like the front row, sitting down. Hilarious shit, dude. That should tell you something, because Bob Gibson, very feared guy, very businesslike. If he's going to hold hands with Bob Euchre, that tells you everything you need to know about Bob Euchre.
Yeah, exactly. While we were talking about Christian Yelich and we're talking about Major League Baseball, the Hall of Fame list gets released this week, and I ran into somebody who's on that list at Fuddruckers on Friday of last week.
Who?
Andy Pettit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, wouldn't even look at me.
Oh, you didn't say hi to him?
I did a double take, and I'm sure he saw it, and he just looked the other way. And
yeah, his daughter played volleyball, and he came into Houston Skylines complex one time, and he doesn't want to talk to anybody.
He is a massive individual. Oh my God, I had no idea he was that big.
Big guy. But
all I would have said to him was, "Hey, congratulations on a great career," because I looked up his stats, and I was showing Trish because we were right there. Unbelievable. He's got the most playoff wins in history. 19.
Incredible career, Kev.
Yeah.
He, often gets overshadowed by Clemens,
Uh-huh.
But still a Hall of Fame career.
He's not in.
Obviously, he's going in now. He'll go in.
Nope.
What's the problem? The roids?
PED, buddy. Yep. PED, because he actually admitted it. He actually admitted he was using HGH. Now, he said it was just to get him back on the field from rehabbing an injury. But he, I think, got caught twice. So I don't know. I don't know. And then he and Roger don't talk at all anymore.
Yeah, what happened to that? What happened with that?
Well, because he outed Roger with PEDs.
Oh, okay.
And Roger said, no, it was Debbie who was using it, his wife. And Pettit goes, I don't know about that. No.
It was Debbie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, look at her. She's throwing fucking Volkswagens out in the backyard there. Just picking them up.
He misremembers. That was the line, man. And Clemens was Pettit's idol.
Debbie just got tired of seeing the dust under the couch when she was vacuuming. She just wanted to lift the fucking couch up. Yeah. So I told her, I said, hey, look, I would never touch this stuff myself because I'm a pure baseball player, but you could take some HGH for that. And anytime you just pass by that couch, you just lift that fucker out. There you go.
House has never been cleaner.
Yeah. It's like she gets every inch of that house now. Clemens.
Way to go, Raj.
Hey, Kev, can I come clean with something?
Yeah, sure.
I got to come clean, Kevin Kline. I actually watched for the first time in its entirety. I've seen little bits and pieces here and there over the year, but I watched in its entirety for the first time A Fish Called Wanda.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with Jamie Lee Curtis and John Cleese and what?
And your uncle, the actor Kevin Kline.
Yeah, he won the Oscar for that.
Yeah, he won the Oscar. Kevin Kline is, for those unaware, Kevin Kline's actual uncle. And I'd seen his work before. I'd never watched that movie in its entirety. I rather enjoyed it.
It's a funny movie, and he's really good in it.
It's kind of a very campy or whatever. And I'm just wondering if your uncle, the actor Kevin Kline, is in the Burt Reynolds and Alec Guinness club.
How so?
Okay, for example, let me give you Burt Reynolds. Burt Reynolds' storied career.
Absolutely.
But the thing he got like the most accolades for acting was as the porn guy in Boogie Nights.
I remember that.
And he absolutely hated that. The thing that, particularly that younger generation who didn't maybe know his, stuff from the 70s and everything like that, saw him as this guy who played a porn guy.
Oh, man, no, you got to go look at Smokey and the Bandit and Sharky's Machine. You got to see all that.
Oh, all that's fantastic. Kev, are you kidding me? Cannonball Run even. Come on.
Yeah.
Smoking the Bandit. Hooper, are you kidding?
I remember that. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Sharky's Machine is a great movie too.
Yeah, good stuff.
But he hated that, that really thrust him because he was up for Academy Award on that, Golden Globes, all that stuff, and that was the only time he was really up for anything is for that role in Boogie Nights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because the word is even when he got done shooting that movie, he was so angry at his manager for talking him into doing that movie. And he's like, I should never have been in this movie. And he hated it. And he was praying that he would not win. He did not win best supporting actor or whatever, best actor. And he was relieved because it'd be like, that's it. That would be all I would be remembered for.
Yeah. He'd have to hide that trophy.
And the same with Alec Guinness. Alec Guinness, of course, most well known as
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
But here's Alec Guinness, one of the greatest classic trained, Shakespearean actors, brilliant drama guy. And he just could not stand it. I guess it haunted him to his death. Is like, I'm just known as this Jedi master now in this Star Wars sci-fi movie.
Yeah,
he hated that.
He's part of the OBE, the British Empire, Order of the British Empire. He's been knighted. He is Sir Alec Guinness. And I don't know if you know this or not, but when my uncle won the Academy Award, he was up against Sir Alec Guinness for Best Supporting Actor.
Interesting.
I didn't know that until I went back and looked who was on the nominee list.
But yeah, but I'm just wondering the mind frame of your uncle.
Uh-huh.
You know, again, another classic trained actor, just brilliant Shakespearean guy, like an actor's actor, if you will. And yet he's known for this ass clown that he played in the movie A Fish Called Wanda. And he played it beautifully. I mean, it was a wonderful portrayal. That movie would not have been the same without him doing what he did.
Well, let me ask you this. Would you rather be known as an ass clown in The Fish Called Wanda or for Wild Wild West?
I still want money from him, Kev. If I ever see him, he's giving me $12.75.
He was in Wild Wild West opposite Will Smith. Horrible movie.
Oh, yeah.
Horrible.
Yeah, horrible. But he won't be known for that. He's kind of known for A Fish Called Wanda.
He's known for that. He's known for Dave and French Kiss, two very, very popular movies. But you know, he got his start. You know who
Big Chill.
No. His very first movie was opposite Meryl Streep in Sophie's Choice.
That's right.
Yeah. Can you imagine your very first movie is with Meryl Streep?
How cool is that?
Unbelievable.
I wonder if he was nervous.
I would have been.
Or was Meryl Streep yet? I think that's like her really first big movie, wasn't it?
I don't know. I just Meryl Streep was a big deal when
I know she was in Deer Hunter. I'm pretty sure she was in Deer Hunter. I just can't remember it all.
Is that the one that Walken won for?
Yeah, Walken. Walken did really good in that movie.
It was a Vietnam movie, right?
Yeah. And that he did such a good job in that movie that Natalie Wood became enamored with him. Unfortunately for Natalie Wood and Christopher Walken, she was married to Robert Wagner. And the three of them were on a boat one night. I don't know if you knew the story or not.
No, I don't know the story.
But Robert Wagner, they were all pretty drunk on the boat. And Robert Wagner was, this is the last thing that Christopher Walken remembers, is Robert Wagner was not happy and screaming at Natalie Wood about her attraction to Christopher Walken. And then suddenly the next morning, there were only two on the boat.
Yeah, Walken walked up to him and said, "Hey, you're talking to my gal all wrong. You're using the wrong tone. Do it again. I'll stab you in the face with a soldering iron."
Walken.
A precursor to Joe Dirt.
Oh, the best though, Kev, is and he ended up using this, but way back we had Jay on.
Jay Moore.
And he told us about the tail story.
Oh my God, this is such a great one.
The first time that he met Walken when they did Suicide Kings together, or he saw, Walken saw he had his dog, and he's like, "Your dog has no tail. How do you know if he's happy or not?" Christopher Walken, "I wish I had a tail."
Yeah, true story. Jay told us that. It was hilarious.
And then that he told us that like a long time ago, and then that became a bit in his stand-up act.
Of course, I mean it's classic. It's too funny not to.
I love it. And Kevin, that's when remember when we had Jay on? He's like, "Yeah, Jay can bring the funny."
Oh yeah,
Jay can bring the money.
Yeah, you can. Like nobody's business.
All right, hey Kevin, let's do one of your top threes here. Let's do it.
Just when you thought they couldn't count any higher, it's Tuttle and Klein's top three.
Hey, so this harkens back to a little bit of what we were talking about at the beginning, where you're getting snow in the Houston area today. So your top three activities to do in snow.
Hey, Kev, when I was a kid, anytime that we had a layer in Wisconsin or Indiana, I immediately got my sled and I went to the hills.
Okay, so did you do a rudder sled, like a flyer, or did you do the toboggan type saucer?
Kev, I had a fleet.
Oh, you had a fleet.
I had a fleet of sleds. Yeah, one corner of the garage, I had my equipment. And depending on the snow, different things for different snow. I mean, my question is overnight, what kind of snow did we get? Do we get the wet stuff? Do we get the powdery stuff? What did we get?
Mm-hmm.
And depending on that I would choose my weapon.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the wet stuff you get the rudder for, and the dry stuff you got to go with the toboggan, the saucer type thing.
Exactly. So I had it all. And I loved it, Kev. The funny thing is though, and that just perspective is everything. I remember in Indiana, we had this. There was this huge hill. We called it Suicide Hill.
Okay, massive.
It's straight down, and then at the bottom it had a big jump, and we always got air. It was around the Fall Creek Apartments area on Shadeland Avenue, 56 and Shadeland Avenue. I remember. And it was just terrifying to a kid,
Yeah.
And then I went by there when I was like 18, 19 years old. And it just didn't look like much of a hill. It just did not look like much of a hill. It was like, wow, I remember that being much more hard. Did we have some kind of geological phenomenon that happened over that happened over the past 7 years or so? Because this is not Suicide Hill. I would just call this Hill.
Hill. Yeah, it is all about perspective. Yes.
I used to love to do that. Kev, another thing when it snowed, and this was, later in the teen years, this was, 14, 15, 16 years old. I used to like to sketch.
What is that?
Bumper slide.
Oh, you would hang onto a bumper and
we would just be walking like we're all normal on the side of the street. Car would come by and we would clandestinely, ninja like attach ourselves to that back bumper and see how many blocks that we can slide.
Wow.
Which of course was a ridiculously dangerous activity, but
on many levels.
But you live in Wisconsin, what the fuck else are you going to do?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And I remember one time, I'll never forget this. It was Kirk Simon. Me and Kirk Simon were doing it out there. And I caught this bumper. And the guy saw me and was starting to try to shake me off. He saw me on the back there and I'm like, no, dude, come on, man. I'm an athlete, man. I'm staying on. And I stayed on until I saw behind me the berries.
Oh, wow.
I saw the cop and I was like, oh shit. So I kind of I slid off and got quick to the sidewalk or whatever. But apparently he wasn't worried about me. He was worried about the guy going back and forth and back and forth.
Uh-huh.
So he's chasing him. And then Kev, I look in the back and there's Kirk Simon on the police car bumper. Just waving and going, And, when you're a 7th and 8th grader, you immediately become a legend at school when that story goes around.
Absolutely. He's still known for that.
Kev, I remember for at least 3 weeks, different people coming up and going, I heard you were with Kirk Simon. Was that true? I was like, yeah, he did it.
You get the assist, though, because if it wasn't for you and that guy, the cop wouldn't have been there. So
no, I was the distraction.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was the distraction, but that was the best ever, man. Because I remember my heart's beating so funny. I was like, oh, I'm going to get busted. Oh, my God, what am I going to do? And what is my dad going to say? My dad will probably have to get called or come down and get me or something like that. My heart was beating. I was scared. And then I see Kirk Simon and I go, oh, he would be in much more fucking trouble than me.
For sure.
That was great. Okay. So that's number 2 is sketching. You never did that?
No. Never even heard of it until now.
No shit. You never bumper slide.
I was today old when I found out about sketching.
No shit.
Yeah, buddy.
Maybe it was a regional thing that didn't, or maybe you just in St. Louis, your snow was so polluted.
Timmy was gleaming the cube before there was a cube to gleam.
In Wisconsin, we had pure, beautiful snow.
Right off the lake.
Right off of Lake Michigan. I mean, it was just pure. You could do it, But in St. Louis, apparently, The snow is so polluted.
You
I
can't even
can't
sketch.
I can't even skitch with my friends, mine. Can you imagine if you grew up in like you grew up in Wisconsin and then your parents said when you're in like 7th or 8th grade, hey, we're moving to St. Louis. We're like, oh man, really? Okay, all right. And then you tell the St. Louis kids the first good snow, hey, let's go sketching. And they're like, they never heard of it. And you're like, well, why? Why have they never? And then you go out and try and you hurt yourself on the polluted snow.
Yeah.
Then you run home as soon as you can and go, we got to move.
Come on, Mom, Dad, let's go back north.
Dad, take that job back in Wisconsin. Come on.
Much purer snow.
Come on. I used to give my dad so much shit, though.
About?
He's a brilliant guy, lawyer, corporate, he was Saturday Evening Post publisher, big time magazine publisher, mogul. I mean, for those who you can remember when you had magazines and you had that little card that slipped out of every magazine to sign up for a subscription, that was invented by my father.
Amazing.
But he was just maverick, business guy. And I always gave him shit. I'm like, Dad, you're so smart. And why are we living in Wisconsin? This is torture. And then he told me the story of San Diego.
Yeah.
You knew that story, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he got an offer to go move to San Diego, and Mom didn't like that. Mom didn't like that company.
Yeah, work for a hustler. Larry Flint personally wanted to pay my dad out the ass, give him access to the helicopter and everything like that, Kev. I mean, full on. But my mom said, no, Fred, you will not be working for Hustler magazine. And you know the reason why?
No, I don't. I mean, I can assume that it had to do with the proximity of scantily clad, no-cladded women.
Well, the thing that sealed it, yeah, Kev, obviously that's an issue. The thing that sealed it, though, was an incident that happened a few months before then. My dad had done some consulting work with Hefner at Playboy magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom and my dad were invited to the Playboy mansion, have a little bit of a party or whatever. And my mom and dad, walk into the gift shop. My dad's got to get a pack of smokes because he's a chain fucking smoker. That's why he's dead.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's a chain smoker, so he had to get some smokes. And the little Playboy bunny, wearing hardly anything with the bunny ears and anything like that behind the cash register, tells him, hey, Fred, that's, this is early 80s. So, hey, Fred, that's, $1.25. My dad's like, okay, pulls out a 20. And she goes, oh, thank you. Puts the 20 in her thing and then takes her own $1.25 and puts it in the register. And my mom's standing next to him going, Fred, get that fucking money back, Fred. And my dad's like, Donnie, I can't. You can't, because you can't do that. I mean, you can't take back a tip, right?
Right.
Or,
No,
if you did that, you would look like a jackass. I mean, you're one of Hef's, you're in inner core with Hef. You can't do that, right?
That gets back to him. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, my dad had to eat that and my mom was pissed.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine your dad being happy about it. $18.75 in tip.
Yeah. Anyway, from that point on, anytime he would meet with Hef, he would always have a stack of singles. Anyway, Kev, the third thing, I'm sorry, man. We'll bring it.
No, that's what this is designed for.
Yeah. The third thing that I love to do during the snow is I love snowball fights.
Yeah, I figured you would.
I absolutely do. And it's particularly snowball fights against people who are new or not as familiar with snow. Like they don't know the ins and outs and the nuances and everything like that, how to pack a good snowball and everything. But the thing is they always fall for the dumbest trick ever is the lob, where you're throwing up high.
Uh-huh.
And then they're looking up and then you just drill them like high velocity straight at them.
Yeah. Yep.
That's always a joy to nail some of the people who aren't familiar with snow with that trick.
Yeah, that was an easy trick to get. Yeah,
That's fun. So look, yeah, Kev, those are my three things. What about you?
I never liked snowball fights, so I figured that you would like that, and I didn't. What like to do, I love to go sled riding. We did that quite often. My other favorite thing to do was I would build.
Hold on. How were the hills in St. Louis?
We actually had a really nice backyard, so we would set up this like luge course, and we opened up the gate to our backyard, and that went into the woods, and so we would do this slalom course. It was probably, I mean, it would take a minute and a half to 2 minutes to get down. It was a good ride. Yeah, it was a good ride. So
nice.
Yep. I used to like to build igloos, and I used to like to build them by myself. And then when they got done, and the neighbor kids would come over and say, "Hey, can we get in your igloo?" I'm like, "Fuck no, you can't get in my igloo. I built it."
No shit.
Yeah, I loved it.
Okay, what was your methodology? Because do you remember when we were kids, we used to have that like red piece of molded plastic that was brick shaped, and we stuffed that thing with snow, and then you could just make them brick by brick.
Yeah, no, that wasn't what I did. I would mound up snow, okay? And then I would take my little toboggan saucer and I would pack it down, all right? And then I'd start digging. Yeah, and that's how I did it.
Wait. So you went underground a little bit to get some basement.
No, I didn't go. I mean, it was just a mound of snow on the yard, on the grass. And then I would mound it up and I would really pack it with my little sled thing, taking it around and stuff. And then in the middle of the mound, then I would start digging out the interior, the inside, and make a little hole.
Interesting, Kevin Klein.
Yeah. So you can see why I was very protective of my turf, because there was a lot of work that went into that.
Yeah, it's like a solo adventure too. You didn't, that's something you just did by yourself and creative by yourself.
And now what we love to do, and this is kind of what brought it up with you guys getting snow. I was glad that we could talk about this. Our house is right next to two big hills that it's a road. Okay. And if you're watching this on YouTube right now, I'm showing you exactly. So we've got a hill that goes down this way and a hill that goes down this way, and they meet in the middle. Okay. And it's called Dead Man's Hill because it used to be a 1-lane bridge. All right. Our new thing is to watch assholes try and go up Dead Man's Hill in snow.
That's so funny.
Oh my God, dude, it is such good sport. Oh, it's so good because you see these idiots in Priuses trying to go up. There's 2 inches of snow on the ground. You're going up Dead Man's Hill, which is really steep. And then all of a sudden you see him turn around. And I'm like, where are you going to go, pal? Because the next you're turning around to go up a hill that's equally as big. So they end up stalling their vehicle down at the bottom of the hill. And oh yeah, there was about 3 or 4 cars.
I love it.
Oh, it's great, man.
See, and that reminds me too, Kevin, and you probably remember it from your time here in Houston, is after we get what we have today, it doesn't happen often, but you'll always get that video montage of people who are just dumb.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Just dumb.
Yeah.
I call them brake hitters.
Yeah.
It's just the number one thing. The number one, because that's what you do. It's like, oh shit, I'm losing control. I'll hit the brakes, and then you're done.
Yeah, you don't hit the brakes.
Never hit the brakes. You steer into it. Okay, never hit the brake. I just tell my kids, Kev, to not drive. I mean, Audrey and Jonas, I just say, hey man, don't drive.
Yeah,
and it's not necessarily because you don't know what's going on, which you really don't, because you're Houstonians. But it's all the other idiots out there that have no clue what's going on.
Right. Yeah, no, you brake, you're out of control. If you just take your foot off the accelerator and just kind of follow the path of the car, you'll be fine.
Yeah, Kevin, and it also reminds me of, Houstonians when they get snow. We were at a volleyball tournament when Audrey was like 14 or 15 years old. And we were at a volleyball tournament in Denver. And it started to snow. And all of the Houston Skyline girls are just like freaking out. They're sticking their tongues out and having to land on it. They're just going nuts. And the teams from all throughout the country, from inside the restaurant, are just looking out and going, "What is?" And I walk in and go, "Yeah, Houston Skyline." That's a lot of times their first time they ever saw snow.
Yeah.
But everybody in the restaurant going, "Oh, okay, we get it. Yeah, we
Yeah, no,
get it."
you can imagine the other teams in the restaurant going, and these are the people we got to play.
Yeah, exactly. This is the team that dusted us in 3 sets today.
Nice.
They're sitting out there now celebrating by having snow land on their tongue. Yeah, I remember that. That's so great.
Uh-huh. Oh, for sure. Yeah, those are my 3.
All right, Kev. A lot of fun. I got to wrap up. I got to get a setup here. I got to make some money.
Okay, man. Good. Yeah, become one of those 5 trillionaires.
Working on it.
I know you are.
Baby steps. Great episode. Great fun as always. Please do us a favor. Like, follow, download, subscribe, give us a rating. You know, all that stuff we need you to do. Smash that like button. Give us a download on whatever platform that helps us out. And we would love for you to check out our merchandise available on the Tuttle and Klein Facebook. Keep in mind, we have Tuttle and Klein Facebook. We have Tuttle and Klein Instagram. And every single day, you'll get a clip from our Tuttle and Klein TikTok, which, thanks to Donald Trump, it was only a few hours. Kev, my kids were freaking out.
They weren't the only ones. There's a lot of people that make a lot of money off of TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok's a big deal. So, we have a Tuttle and Klein TikTok. We would love for you to follow us on that and then check out our daily videos there. Kevin!
Timmy!
I got to admit, too, I want to wrap up with you because I'm going to go make a snow angel.
Have fun doing that, buddy.
Which
or
might
will it be
not
a snow devil?
Well, that's the thing. I always make the angel and then I put horns in it just to fuck with people.
That's it for this episode of the Tuttle and Klein Show. Yo. All right, take the yo out.